Okay, sit. Mayong aga sa tanan. We have just finished our breakfast here in Ransing Imperial Hotel and we are going to a road trip to visit the different Spanish era churches in Iloilo. So this is the dining area of Ransing. Yeah.
Legal, pagsiga?
Oy!
Kamu ning Gimbal.
Gimbal.
Kamu ning nami, hindi nga lugar na.
The town of the rising sun and suns.
Wala siya. Tayo kita tayo.
Do you see that big tree across the road? According to urban legend, the 108-year-old acacia tree in Gimbal, Iloilo is believed to be inhabited by spirits, including a huge mansion that appears where the White Lady lives. There goes the White Lady. Enough of these ghost stories. The Church of St. Thomas of Villanueva, commonly known as the Miagao Church, is the Roman Catholic parish church of the town of Miag-ao in Iloilo province. Construction of this church began in 1787. Completed in 1797, the church is famous for the artistic sculptural relief carved on its facade. The stones of the church facade are held by a mixture of egg white and lime. The church served as a fortress against Muslim raiders. In 1898, during the Philippine Revolution, the church was destroyed. Subsequently rebuilt, it was destroyed by fire in 1910. It was also badly damaged by an earthquake in 1948. In 1993, the church was designated as one best examples of the Baroque churches of the Philippines and included in the list of World Heritage Sites by UNESCO. The Miagao Church stands as a living legacy of the culture and way of life of the people of Miag-ao centuries ago, anchored in a strong foundation of Christian faith. As most travelers would agree, the Miagao Church is one of the country's architectural gems because of its unique and imposing designs, ornaments, and motifs. Next to the Miagao Church are a couple of bubug trees. Every tree is green except that bog patch in the center of the aerial photo, of the town center. That brown patch is not because of brown leaves. It is the color of about 7,000 fruit bats that are, for a lack of a better description, simply hanging out, waiting for dusk to fly out of the centennial bubog trees. As for the bats, these harmless creatures can only be found in the Philippines and are actually called golden-crowned flying foxes. Miagao's bat population is among the many favorite local tourist attractions. These bats appear in 2001 according to residents. Where they came from is unknown. Why they have stayed or chosen Miagao is even more a mystery. This is the San Joaquin Church. It is made of limestones quarried from the mountains of Igbaras and gleaming white coral stones abundant in the shores of San Joaquin. The facade is decorated with rosettes and divided vertically by engaged columns. A plaque above the arched portal displays the Augustinian seal flanked by cherubs. The three altars are also carved limestone and were originally painted in bright colors. The San Joaquin Church is flanked by a three-story bell tower to its right and ruins of its old convent to its left. Built in 1869, the church distinguishes itself from other churches in the Philippines because of its militaristic theme. Carved on a disproportionately large pediment on the facade is an intricate sculptural relief depicting the Spanish victory over Moroccan forces in the Battle of Titowan. The low-relief mural captures the drama of victory, while cavalry and infantry are tearing down Moorish defense. So intricate is the sculpture that even the expression of agony by wounded soldiers is visible. The title of the composition, Rendition de Tituan, is carved at the base of this animated relief. Just outside the outskirts of San Joaquin, along the road, we found a cemetery called San Joaquin Camposanto, or Holy Field. Dating back to 1892, during the Spanish era, the cemetery is considered the oldest one in the island of Panay. We are stopping here for lunch at Doming's. This is in Miagao, Iloilo.
Dalawa niyo ba kayo? Okay, manager.
Siyempre, napa-extend ka ba?
After lunch, we proceeded to the town of Gimbal to find the Gimbal Church. The Gimbal Church is one of the oldest churches in the country. This yellow sandstone church is made from adobe stones called igang and coral stones quarried from the island of Guimaras. The church was built in 1774 by Father Campos. The facade is a two-story affair flanked by twin round pilasters decorated with floral carvings. Its vintage belfry is 4 stories high and doubles as a watchtower during the Spanish occupation against pillaging Moro pirates. It has undergone some reconstruction after it was destroyed twice during the Second World War and during the 1948 earthquake. Recently, it was rehabilitated to its original structure. This is the Tigbawan Church. It is unique in the country because of its Latin American architecture. The church was constructed in 1575 and destroyed during an earthquake in 1948. Tigbawan's facade is Mexican in style. At the center is a seal of the Augustinian order surrounded by a retablo-like floral frieze which fills the central section. Above the seal is a niche flanked by pilasters embellished with flowers, and upon it is a depiction of San Juan. Capping the relief is the image of Santo Niño. The church interior was gutted during the Second World War. Today, it has one of the most beautiful modern-type interiors made up of colorful stone murals. In the district of Molo, in Iloilo City, one will find Molo Church. Molo Church is a famous Spanish Colonial Church and heritage site in Molo District. It is known for the prominent red spires that crown its tall bell towers. It is also known as the Feminist Church because of the all-women ensemble of saints represented in 16 statues perched on the aisle pillars. Built in neo-Gothic style, the church is one of Iloilo City's most familiar landmarks and top tourist attractions. Just across the Molo Church is the Molo Mansion. It is one of the most outstanding historical homes in the Philippines. Among its most notable features are its high ceilings, neoclassical balustrades, and decorative carvings. The mansion has been built in the 1920s but has now been turned into a heritage museum.